Hello friends, welcome back to the channel Readers Club. Today we are going to continue the story of the gift of Chappal part 2. Last episode we had learned that Mridu went to her cousin's house. There she saw a cat. There she even learned Lali was learning to play violin. And when they were in the backyard of the house, they heard a creepy sound which was played by Lali. Let's continue the story. Mridu crept up to the window. Lali was sitting a little distance away, awkwardly holding her violin and bowstring, her elbows jutting out and her eyes glazed with concentration. In front of her, with most of his back to the window, was a bony figure of the music master. He had a mostly bald head with a fringe of oiled black hair falling around his ears and an old-fashioned tuft. A gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck, and the diamond ring glittered on his hand as it glided up and down the stem of the violin. A large foot stuck out from beneath his gold bordered vesti edge, and he was beating time on the floor with a scrawny big toe. So here it is described how Lali was sitting holding her violin and how was his hand placed on the string and on the violin. She was trying to concentrate on how to play the violin. The description of the music master is also given over here. He was sitting with a back to the window. He was a slim person. His head was bald, which was oiled, and there was a fringe of black hair on his ears, like an old-fashioned tuft. There was a gold chain on his neck and a diamond ring on his hand, which was gliding up and down when he was beating the time on the floor with his big toe. He played a few notes. Lali stumbled behind him on her violin, which looked quite helpless and unhappy on her hands. So yeah, the music master plays some notes, but Lali was not able to capture how he was playing. So he says that Lali was unhappy to catch what the music master was playing. What a difference! The music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the invisible tracks of the melody. So when Mridu and her cousins were hearing the sound from the window and looking how Lali and the music master was playing, they saw that Lali was not able to capture the music master's notes. So they thought that the sound of Lali's violin and the sound of the music master's violin was very different. The music master's notes were very smooth, and it was looking like that he was playing on an invisible track and melody. They felt that it was like the trains were running smoothly on the rails without making the whizzing noise. Mridu started at the huge bringed hand moving effortlessly up the violin stem, making lovely music. Squawk! There was a Lali derailing again. Again, when Lali was playing, the voice came squawk. Amma came a wail from the gate. Amma! Oh! Ravi sent that beggar away, cried his mother from the back veranda where she was chatting. So, when they were hearing the sound of the violin of the music master and Lali, they heard the voice Amma, who was said by the beggar who used to come every day. When Amma heard the voice, she told Ravi to tell the beggar to go away. Because Amma was sitting in the veranda, she told Tapi, he has been coming here every day for the past week, and it's time he found another house to beg from. Party explained to Tapi and chatting with Tapi. Mridu and Meena followed Ravi out. The beggar was already in the garden, making himself quite at home. The party is explaining to Tapi that beggar is coming here every day since a week, but the time has now come that he should find another house to beg from. Mridu and Meena followed Ravi out. Why Ravi went from the window? Because he was told by the mother to tell the beggar to go away from there. When Mridu, Meena and Ravi were going to tell the beggar, they found that the beggar has already entered into the garden and making himself quite comfortable to sit inside. He had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree and was leaning against its trunk, apparently prepared to take a little snooze while he waited for the arms to appear. The beggar was making himself comfortable. He spread his cloth under the neem tree. There was a neem tree in the garden. There he spread a cloth. He sat on it and he was trying to take a snooze, means short sleep, and was waiting over there that someone will come and give him something to eat. So when Ravi came, he saw the beggar and he said that go away. Party has said that you have to find another house to beg from. The beggar opened his eyes very wide and gazed at each of the children one by one. The ladies of this house, he said, at last in a voice choked with feeling, are very kind souls. I have kept my body and soul together on their generosity for a whole week. I cannot believe that they would turn me away. When Ravi said that Pati has told that he should find another house to beg from, the beggar opened his eyes, looked at Mridu, Meena and Ravi and started saying that he was coming here from last week and the ladies in this house, they had already gave me something, some or the other thing. They are very kind and they are very generous. That he cannot believe. So he cannot believe that the ladies would tell him, means party would tell him to go away. He raised his voice, Amma, Amma, oh, sad his wail might be, but it certainly wasn't feeble. It began in a deep, strong rumble somewhere in his withered belly and came booming out of his mouth with its few remaining teeth stained brown with beetle chewing. So he was amazed that Ravi's party would tell him to go away and find another house to beg from. He shouted, Amma, Amma, but there was no answer. Here is the description of his teeth, that his teeth were brown in color. Why it was brown in color? Because he was always chewing beetle nuts. Ravi, tell him there's nothing left in the kitchen, called Rukumani, and he is not to come again. Tell him that. She sounded fed up. Amma shouted from inside that Ravi tell him, means to tell the beggar that there is nothing left in the kitchen to give him. And she also instructed Ravi that tell him not to come again. So tell the beggar not to come up again. Ravi didn't have to repeat it at all to the beggar. What his mother had said had been easy for them all to hear. There under the neem tree, the beggar sat up and said. Rukumani said to Ravi, but Ravi did not have to tell to the beggar because she said loudly as everyone can hear who were standing under the tree. The beggar said, I'll go, he said wearily. Only let me have a rest here under this tree. The sun is so hot, the tar has melted on the road. My feet are already blistered. He stretched out his feet to show large, pink, peeling blisters on the soles of his bare feet. By hearing the sound of Amma to tell him to go and not to come again, the beggar that he will go away from there, but let me take a rest for a little while, as it is too hot, and he was too tired. His feet were blistered, and he showed his feet how pink blisters were on his bare feet. I suppose he doesn't have the money to buy chappals, Mridu whispered to Meena and Ravi. So, by seeing his bare feet, Mridu felt that he might not be having any money to buy the chappals. Have you got any old pair in the house somewhere? So Mridu asked Ravi and Meena that if you have any old pair of shoes in your house, we can give it to him. I don't know, said Ravi. Mine are too small to fit his feet, or I would have given them to him. And his feet are larger than Mridu and Meena. So Ravi said that I don't think so there are any pair of old shoes in my house, but I can give mine, but mine feet are very small that his feet will not fit into his chappals. And even Meena's chappals are also too small for the beggar's feet to fit in. The beggar was shaking out his upper cloth and tightening his dhoti. He raised his eyes and looked fearfully at the road gleaming on the afternoon heat. So beggar wanted to go away from there, so he stood up and put and tried to keep his clothes properly. He was looking at the road because it was too hot as it was the afternoon. He needs something on his feet, Meena said, her big eyes filling. It's not fair. Now, when the beggar was looking at the road, which was very much shining due to the heat of the sun, Meena felt very sorry. She said to her cousins that he needs something to wear because it's too hot and it's not fair if he goes on his bare foot. Shh, said Ravi. I'm thinking about it. Blubbering, it's not fair, isn't going to help. In 2 minutes, he will be frying his feet on that road. What he needs is a pair of chappals. So, where do we get them? Come, let's search the house. He pushed Mridu and Meena into the house. So, as soon as Meena said that it's not fair, Ravi thought that to be of any use of saying it's not fair, it's not fair. If he is going to go on the road on his barefoot, his feet is going to start frying. I'm thinking means Ravi is thinking that he needs a pair of chappals. Let us go and search in the house, he said to Mridu and Meena, and they started searching into the house. Just as she stepped into the veranda, Mridu's eyes fell on the old-looking chappals she had noticed when she arrived. Ravi, she whispered to him, whose are those? So when Mridu, Meena and Ravi went into the house to search for the old pair of chappals, when they stepped into the veranda, Mridu's eyes again fell toward the pair of chappals which were lying on the veranda, which were looking old, so they can give it to the beggar. Ravi told that these are the very old slippers and they will be a perfect size. So he picked up these chappals. Mridu and Meena followed him back into the garden. Here, said the Ravi to the beggar, dropping the slippers in front of the old man. Wear these and don't come back. The beggar stared at the slippers, hurriedly flung his towel over his shoulder, pushed his feet into them, and left, muttering a blessing to the children. In a minute, he vanished around the corner of the street. So Ravi gave the chappals to the beggar, and the beggar hurriedly wore the chappals and went away from there very fast. But while going from there, he gave his blessings to the children. The music master came out of the house and took an unappreciative look at the three of them, sitting quietly under the tree, playing marbles. Then he searched for his chappals in the veranda where he had put them. As soon as the beggar went, the music master completed his class, finished his class, and came out. When he came out, he looked at Mridu, Meena, and Ravi, who were sitting under the tree playing with marbles. And he took an unappreciative look. Unappreciative means disapproving look to these three children. He started searching his chappal, which he had kept in the veranda. Lally, he called after a few moments. She hurried up to him. Have you seen my chappals, my dear? I remember having kept them here. So she called Lally and said that, have you seen my chappal? I had kept in this veranda. Ravi, Mridu and Meena silently watched Lally, and the music master searched every corner of the veranda. Now, Ravi, Mridu and Meena were silently sitting under the neem tree and watching what the music master was doing. The music master was searching his chappals in each and every corner of the veranda. He scurried around, looking over the railing and the crouching near the flower pots to look between them. He was searching on the railing of the veranda, crouching near the flower pots. Everywhere he started searching his chappals. Brand new they were. I went all the way to Mount Road to buy them. He went on saying, they cost a whole month's fees, do you know? The music master said that his chappals were new, they were brand new. He went to the Mount Road to buy the chappals. Means Mount Road over here is the bazaar, place of the bazaar where they call it as a Mount Road. And he said that the chappals cost was 1 month's fees. Soon Lally went in to tell her mother. Rukumani appeared, looking harassed, with party following her. When music master was looking for his chappals here and there, Lally went inside the house to tell her mother about the chappals. So as soon as her mother came to know about the chappals, she came outside to look for the chappals. Party also followed Rukumani. Where could they be? It's really quite upsetting to think someone might have stolen them. So many vendors come to the door, worried Party. So Party worriedly says that where could the chappals go? It is very bad thing that someone might have stolen. Why? Because many vendors are coming to the door. Rukumani caught sight of Ravi, Mridu and Meena sitting under the tree. Rukumani felt that Ravi, Meena and Mridu, they were sitting under the tree since when? Since long time. So they might be knowing who have taken the chappals. Have you children? She began, and then seeing they were curiously quiet, went on more slowly. Seen anyone lurking around the veranda? So Rukumani asked that, have you seen anyone coming near the veranda and anyone has taken the chappals? A sharp V-shaped line formed between her eyebrows. Another straight, tighter one appeared in the place of her usually soft, pleasant mouth. Rukumani was angry, thought Mridu with a shiver. She wouldn't be so upset if she knew about the poor beggar with the sores on his feet. She tried to tell herself. Now, seeing at the Rukumani's anger, Mridu started shivering. She said that she would be upset. She thought in her mind that they have given the chappals to the poor beggar. Taking a deep breath, she cried, Rukumani, there was a beggar here. Mridu told Rukumani means aunt, here a beggar came and he had boils on his feet. So, said Rukumani grimly, turning to Ravi. You gave the music master's chappals to the old beggar who turns up here? Children these days, grown party. And Amma, if they did everything he had, even his gold earrings, he was so kind and generous. When Mridu said that there was a beggar here and he had boils on his feet and they had given music master's chappals to the beggar, party got very angry. But Ravi said that Karna gave everything he had, even his gold earrings. So Karna was very kind and generous. Silly, snapped Rukumani. Karna didn't give away other people's things. He only gave away his own. So here Rukumani says that Karna gave his own things, not the things of other people. But my chappals wouldn't have fitted the beggar's feet, Ravi rushed brashly. Would you really not have minded? So Ravi said that I would have given my chappals, but they are too small that beggar's feet will not fit into it. And if I had given my chappals, would you have not minded? Ravi, said Rukumani, very angry now. Go inside this minute. Now Rukumani got very angry and shouted at Ravi and told him to go inside the house. She hurried indoors and brought out Gopu Mama's new chappals, which were hardly worn. This should fit you. Sir, please put this on. I'm so sorry. My son has been very naughty. The music master's eyes lit up. He put them on, trying not to fit too happy. Well, I suppose this will have to do. These days, children have no respect for elders. What to do? A Hanuman incarnate. Only Rama can have such a naughty fellow. Rukumani's eyes flashed. She didn't seem to like Ravi being called a monkey, even a holy monkey. She stood stiff and straight by the front door. It was clear she wanted him to leave quickly. So Rukumani gave Gopu Mama's chappals to the music master. Rukumani did not like that music master compared Ravi to Hanuman, even a holy monkey also. So she wanted the music master to leave as quickly as he can. When he had clattered off his new chappals, she said, Mridu, come in and have some tiffin. Honestly, how do you children think of such things? Thank God your Gopu Mama doesn't wear his chappals to work. As she walked towards the kitchen with Mridu and Meena, she suddenly began to laugh. But he is always in such a hurry to throw off his shoes and socks and get into his chappals as soon as he comes home. What's your mama going to say this evening when I tell him I gave his chappals to the music master? Now all of them entered into the house and Rukumani was talking to the children that thank God that Gopu Mama is not wearing he does not wear his chappals when he go to work. But when he comes come home, what is he going to wear? And what answer is Rukumani going to give? That she gave his chappals to the music master. This is the end of the story. Thank you. If you like the story, please share, subscribe, and click the bell button. Thank you very much.